Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Rusty Garage. Today we're going to be diagnosing a STHL Wipper Snipper FS 38. The head stopped turning onto it, so we got to tear into it and figure what happened. This is going to be our workbench today, and this is the culprit in question, and this one's for parts. They're both the same machine. They're both STHL FS 38s. They got the curved shaft. There's only a couple differences between the two. They both got a different handle, and they both get different style heads. That's the style I've been using. The only complaint I have about these heads, they load up real nice. They're amazing to use. You can use a thicker line, so it lasts quite a while. But grass gets up inside here, and when you go to turn that, the grass makes it stick. It makes it hard to turn. That one there, I've never used that style. We got to find out why this thing won't turn the head. Now, I got a pretty good idea that it's the flexible rod inside the shaft. I would say it probably broke, but let's tear it apart. Well, first I'll start it up, and I'll show you what it's doing. We'll just get this thing fired up, and I'll show you what it's doing. Won't spin at all. Now I'm thinking inside this shaft there's a flexible cord that connects into your motor here, technical terms, and then it connects to the head of your Wipper snipper. So something must have happened from there, from A to B. Something broke, or just wore out. I've had this thing for probably about 4 years, and I put it through the ringer and back. So let's tear into it. Let's take it all apart. Take that rod thingamabobber, take it out, and hopefully that one's going to be good. So these are the tools that you're not going to need many tools. This is my old toolkit. Yes, it's completely messed up. Nothing's where it should be. Don't worry about that. Okay, that's not what's important right now. What's important is trying to fix this. So I think we're going to have to start with taking the heads off.
That just spreads out.
Head comes right off, the whole head. These heads are quite good because you can easily load these if you line up the arrows right here and here. You're supposed to be able to put your line right straight through the whole unit and then twist it all together so it coils up inside. This one hasn't worked like that in a long time. So I actually got to take it off, put it through, put it back on, and then coil it up. But anyway, I'm not quite sure how this one comes off, but I imagine it's about the same. The button threads off on this one. Then the inside comes out. Spring. Now we got to figure out how to, come take a look at this. What are you standing back there for? I don't know how to take this off. I have no idea. There's no nut.
No nothing. Oh. It just pulls off.
What do you know? So, what we're left with, I think I'll take the guards off. On this one, it's a flathead screwdriver. That one takes a flathead screwdriver, and that one takes a hex bit. So let's get the guards off. And then I think we got to get these nuts off on the ends here. So we got our screwdriver. So let's take this one off. There's no nut on the other side. I assume all you got to do is loosen it. You shouldn't have to take it right out. Kind of like a battery cable. Of course, I could be wrong.
I've been wrong before. So you're going to take the bolt the whole way out? That's what has to happen here. There's your bolt. Let's not lose that. And that should
come right off. So let's put our bolt back into place so we don't lose it. Now we have access. Okay, so I figured out what had to happen here. I had to get my T25 hex bit again, take off the bracket that was holding on the gird, this little bolt, which we'll probably lose, was holding on this little piece here for the gird, but it was also holding on this piece here. You can see where it threaded into, that hole there. So if you take a look down inside there, if you can see that, you can see where that's shining up down in there. I'm pointing at it right now. So we got to get a hold of that with needle nose, pliers, or something to haul that out of here, and it should come right out of the motor. It's going to be hard to show you guys, but you've seen what we got to get a hold of down there. Just stick your needle nose pliers in there, and it should pull right out. And that's that flexible rod I was telling you about. It's just like a spring basically, and you can see on either end they're going to be squared off. So that's what goes into that square on this end, and that's what makes this thing turn. Same thing on the motor side. There's going to be a square. You're supposed to actually take these out and grease them. See, there's a square on that end as well. And that's what turns the head of your Wipper snipper. So this, hopefully, is a good one. Let's take apart mine and find out what the true problem was. Okay, so we're kind of working backwards here. We took apart the parts machine first, but that's just the suspense, you know? Yeah, that's what it was. So let's take this one apart now.
Should be the same thing, take the gird off. And it should be, hopefully there's that little bracket there with that tiny little bolt. And that should be what allows us to take out our rod. So this one's got a little washer. Let's not lose that one either. Now, find our screwdriver. See if we can pry this one apart. Get it separated a little bit.
And it should.
Pop right off, just like that.
You can tell how often she's been used. She's been used a lot. Quite dirty. Might put on the new gird. Except for the blade ain't very good for cutting the line. That's been broke off. Okay. So I'm going to assume that's the same T25 hex.
It was. So far, they're the exact same, which I expected. That should pull right out. I think. Come on. It's coming. It's fighting me. Let's see here. What do I got? She's in there, boys. And girls. Ladies and gents.
Okay, so this one's not coming out very good, but I'm just using a screwdriver for some upward force. And it's coming right out. And then we throw it on the ground. And now that it's full of grass and dirt, that's just what you want. There's our threaded rod down inside there. This one should pull right out. And there's our problem. So now that we found our problem, we got another problem. Because now we're not going to be able to get it from here. Now we have to take apart the whole Wipper snipper to get at the other end and pull it out the other way. I just love that. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not a small engines mechanic, but I also don't like waiting 2 or 3 weeks for somebody else to do something I could probably do. A lot of times if you just get doing it, you'll figure it out. A lot of times people are worried about, well, I don't know how that went back together. I don't know how I'll ever put it back together. Well, you'll find it quite easy once you get started. And once you get started, it's not going to be as difficult as you might have thought to begin with. And that's pretty much how I learned how to do everything that I do. Trial and error. So everything seems like a T25 hex. So I'm just starting by taking, this is going to be really fun because we also got the throttle cable connected to your trigger here. So all that gear is going to come apart. Or maybe we can leave it. I'd like to be able to leave it and work around it. This is my main Wipper snipper. for my lawn care business, so I need to get this thing working again. Hopefully we can do that. So what we're trying to achieve here is taking this top piece, separating it from its bottom counterpart, and take it completely off. We don't have to touch the carburetor. I don't think we got to touch the spark plug either. If you look here, there's 3 more bolts right here. Another one here, another one down in here, and one way, and there's 2 down way in there behind that black line, if you can see it. So that's not going to fit down there. So I'm going to have to find a screwdriver that's a T25 to finish taking that apart. Alright, so I never had any hex screwdrivers. I had to make my one phone call a buddy, and he happened to have some, so I gaffed this, and I also gaffed the little bit that goes into the screw gun. So if we need that, we got it. Might help for putting her back together too. So let's get back to it, get these bolts out. I'm going to use my impact gun, make life a little easier. Try not to lose them. That is the same length as them ones. That is also the same length. Now for these last 2, looks like I'm going to need to use the screwdriver.
Maybe. Now I'm hoping I can avoid taking the gas tank off. So if it comes to that, then we'll take it off. But for now, we'll just hope we don't have to.
Okay, so they're backed out. Now this should, in theory, pop off, and it does. There you go. It only took 16,000 bolts. Alright, so we can pull the shaft straight out and take out our threaded rod. Again, that's where it broke. It got somehow twisted up, got tight, and snapped off. So before we insert our threaded rod here, what we're going to want to do is grease it up. You never want to install these without grease. These get hot within the shaft, and if you don't grease it, you're gonna wish you did. It'll break off. So we'll get our hard grease here. A little bit of a messy job, but it's got to be done. So what you want to do is, well, pretty straightforward. Get into it. Get some onto your fingers. Put it onto your threaded rod. Make sure you grease it up pretty good. So that's greased up pretty good. Now it doesn't matter. These ends are both the same. Doesn't matter which way you put it. Not in my experience anyway. With the one other time I've done this. After you get your rod inserted through your shaft, find your needle nose pliers that I apparently lost. And this is the end that connects to your motor. Just pull it out just a little bit, just so you can put it into place over here, just to make your life a little bit easier. And what you want to do is put it back where it belongs, back in its home, just like that. See that? Then put your shaft. So after that, just make sure that your shaft is straight. The curve is straight with the motor, coming off the motor. And then start the same procedure, just in reverse. So let's get her back together, and hopefully this thing's gonna work. So inside here, on the bottom of this plastic piece, there's 3 little square tabs that face down, and they have to go on the back side of your shaft, and that's what was holding me up. That's why I couldn't get this to fall into place. I had to pull the shaft back some so this could fall over top the end of the shaft so I could put it back together. Now let's put the bolts back to it, and hopefully she cuts grass. The moment of truth. Feels good. I can hear it turning down in the motor. Let's see what she says when we fire it up. I think we got her, boys! That ain't. So, as you saw, something happened. And it broke down again. So, we're going to have to tear it apart. Find out what happened this time. But something happened. I don't know what happened. Let's tear it apart. We'll find out. As you can see, it's still attached. It's still in there, it's still attached. I don't know if you can see that. But that threaded rod is still where it's supposed to be. Let's check the other end and make sure we're still in place there. And there's our problem right there. That broke off inside of my unit, my head unit. So that really sucks. I'm not going to go ahead and buy another insert, whatever that is, threaded rod, whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm not going to go and buy another one. I just put in another one and it completely destroyed it. So I don't know what's going on with this machine, and I'm not going to dig into it any further. But we did find out how to take this thing apart, how to change that threaded rod, and we also diagnosed what was wrong with it to begin with, but there's an underlying problem. There's no way that should have busted that off instantly. So we weren't able to fix this one. It happens. Maybe somebody could have fixed it. I don't have the time to do that. I'm not going to try and figure out why it keeps breaking those rods. So, as I said, I'm just going to buy another one. And, yeah. So, that sucks. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there wasn't much done, but we figured out a couple things. So, if you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. And as always, have a great day.